Have you ever started a game and suddenly realized 4 hours have vanished without a trace? That's exactly what happened to me with the Slormancer. I booted it up one evening thinking, I'll just check it out for an hour, and before I knew it, my clock was screaming 2 a.m. This pixel art ARPG by Slormite Studios, made by just 2 people, has been quietly building a dedicated following since its early access launch in 2021, and you can check our The Slormancer review when the game was in EA, and now with its full release, it's finally getting the attention it deserves. Let's cut to the chase. The Slormancer is an ARPG where everything levels up. I'm not exaggerating. Your character, skills, weapons, armor, and probably even the air your hero breathes gains experience and improves over time. This might sound overwhelming, but it's implemented in a way that feels incredibly satisfying rather than burdensome. You choose from 3 heroes, the Mighty Knight, Fierce Huntress, or Mischievous Mage. Each comes with 3 distinct specializations that you can switch between freely. I started with the Mage and quickly fell in love with the Arcane specialization, but soon found myself experimenting with all 3 classes. Why? Because the game practically begs you to experiment. The standout feature has to be the weapon system. Each weapon isn't just a stat stick, it's practically its own build. I found a unique lightning staff that completely changed how my abilities functioned, transforming my gameplay style from cautious caster to lightning-spewing maniac in seconds. It made me want to collect everything just to see how it would alter my playstyle. The progression systems in the Slormancer hit that sweet spot between complexity and accessibility. Skills level up alongside your character, unlocking new effects and modifiers. The passive skill tree is like Path of Exile's younger, more approachable cousin, expansive but not overwhelming. Best of all, you can respec everything without penalty. Made a mistake? No problem. Want to completely switch your build direction? Go for it. This freedom creates a sense of experimentation that's missing from many modern ARPGs where mistakes feel punishing and expensive. I spend hours just tinkering with different combinations of skills, trying to create the most ridiculously overpowered build possible. Sometimes I get completely sidetracked from the main objectives just because I wanted to see if a particular synergy between abilities would work as well as I imagined. Spoiler alert, sometimes it did, sometimes it hilariously didn't. The combat feels snappy and responsive, exactly what you want in an ARPG. Mowing down hordes of enemies never gets old, especially as your build comes together and you start seeing those big, juicy damage numbers pop up everywhere. The story is, well, it exists. It's short, quirky, and doesn't take itself seriously, which actually works in its favor. There's a self-aware humor throughout that had me chuckling at unexpected moments. One character literally broke the 4th wall to complain about being selected as an NPC. After completing the brief campaign, which serves as an extended tutorial, the game opens up with various endgame activities. The Forge lets you customize challenges by selecting specific perks and enemy buffs. Rifts offer progressively difficult challenges with escalating rewards. Arenas throw waves of enemies at you to see how long you can survive. I found myself drawn to the Forge the most. There's something satisfying about crafting the perfect challenge, difficult enough to be rewarding, but not so brutal that it becomes frustrating. Visually, the Slormancer embraces its pixel art aesthetic without apology. The animations are fluid, spell effects are satisfyingly flashy, and there's a charm to the simplicity that grows on you. I especially love how the screen fills with numbers and effects during intense combat moments without ever feeling cluttered or unreadable. The soundtrack deserves special mention. It's genuinely excellent. The music never became irritating even after hours of play, which is saying something for a game designed around repetition and grinding. Sound effects are punchy and provide great feedback during combat. No review would be complete without addressing the elephant in the room, the grind. The Slormancer is, at its core, a game about grinding. You kill monsters, get loot, level up, kill stronger monsters, get better loot, and repeat. Whether this is a pro or con depends entirely on what you're looking for. For me, the grind feels purposeful rather than padded. Each session provides meaningful progression in some form, if not in direct power increases, then in new items that open up fresh build possibilities. That said, there are times when legendary drops feel too infrequent, and the repetition of environments can start to wear thin after extended play sessions. The Slormancer isn't perfect, no game is. The UI can be overwhelming at first, with multiple tabs, currencies, and systems to keep track of. It took me a few hours to feel comfortable navigating everything without constantly checking what goes where. Performance can occasionally dip during particularly chaotic moments when the screen is filled with enemies and effects. Nothing game-breaking, but noticeable enough to mention. The biggest missed opportunity? No co-op mode. This game seems tailor-made for playing with friends, sharing builds, and tackling challenges together. The developers haven't confirmed whether this will be added in the future, but it would significantly extend the game's longevity. Despite these issues, I keep coming back. The core loop is so satisfying that I'm willing to overlook the rougher elements. Plus, for a game made by just 2 people, the level of polish is impressive. The Slormancer carves out its own identity in the crowded ARPG space. It's not trying to be Diablo or Path of Exile. It's doing its own thing, and doing it remarkably well. At $14.99, currently discounted, it offers exceptional value for the hours of entertainment it provides. What makes the Slormancer special isn't any single feature, but how everything comes together to create an experience that respects both your time and your creativity. It doesn't force you down predetermined build paths. It encourages wild experimentation. It never punishes you for trying something new. If you're an ARPG fan looking for something fresh, or if you just enjoy games with deep progression systems and build diversity, the Slormancer deserves a spot in your library. Just be prepared for that one more run, feeling to stretch your gaming sessions way longer than intended. Will it revolutionize the genre? Probably not, but it doesn't need to. It's comfortable in its pixel art skin, confident in what it offers, and created with obvious passion for ARPGs. And sometimes, that's exactly what you need. A game that knows exactly what it wants to be and delivers it with heart. Would I recommend it? In a heartbeat. The Slormancer might just be the most underrated ARPG I've played in years. Now, if you'll excuse me, I just found a unique axe that might completely change my night build, and I need to test it out. For research purposes, of course.